Iron Triangle Brewing in the LA Arts District, and we're going to taste a dark, refreshingly, what is this called?
It's called Dark. That refreshingly dark is our tagline for it. You know.
Okay, and please introduce thyself.
My name's Eddie Torres. I'm the sales manager here at Iron Triangle Brewing in the Arts District of downtown LA.
We just recorded an episode of Eddie's podcast, which is the rock and roll beer guy.
Yeah.
You can find that wherever podcasts are sold.
They're free. They're free.
Free.
Hey, before we talk about the beer, let's talk about the cup. What's going on here? I've never had a grip like this before.
I mean, you'll notice that a lot of glasses, snifter glasses, are just the top part are kind of like a tulip type deal. This, I think, just helps with the ridge here. Will help as you're taking sips to kind of get the carbonation flowing.
You guys see that?
Look at that thing.
Look at that.
Look at it.
Sweet cup.
One of the many reasons to visit Iron Triangle in person, I would say.
Yes, yeah.
I was reading up a little bit about Iron Triangle. It seems like being part of the revitalization of the Arts District here is a big part of the mission. Is that true?
Yes, that is true. From what we've heard in the city, there's going to be more apartments, condos, stuff like that moving in, which will definitely increase traffic here at the brewery itself, and there's going to be more businesses that kind of spread out through that.
Are you guys the kind of brewery where people just in the LA area can get it that come here, or is there some distribution happening?
So there's distribution right now in pretty much all of LA, including the Valley and Long Beach. We are working with a bunch of distributors so we can get our beer in different places. I know San Francisco is the next target, so we're going to hit the East Bay. We're also looking at Vegas and South America. There is, surprisingly enough, there's a bunch of our beer in Taiwan.
You just segued, like you're like, yeah, Vegas, San Francisco, South America, Taiwan.
That's the band equivalent of like, we're big in Japan. Or big in Japan. Somebody earlier was telling us, is this correct, that you're going to have a tent set up at Dodger Stadium, maybe?
Yes. So originally we wanted to feature our BPA, which is a Bavarian Pale Ale. The BPA is kind of a unique style. We brewed a pale ale and threw a bunch of Hefeweizen yeast on it to make it kind of a hybrid Hefeweizen Pale Ale. And the Dodger Stadium loved it. We're going to have it in cans that are going to look similar to this, but with blue trim to kind of fit the theme.
So tell us about the beer we're going to be drinking today.
So Dark is one of our main flagship beers. It's Dark and our lager, our regular lager. Dark is also a lager now. It started off as an ale, but we recently switched up the yeast to a lager yeast, and it just made the beer a lot more drinkable, made the body a lot lighter, because we all love stouts and porters and stuff like that here in the brewery, but we can't drink a lot of them. You know, after 3 or 4 12% stouts or something like that, your mouth gets super sticky, you get thirsty for water or something else. With this, we wanted to create something that was robust, you know, coffee and chocolate flavors, but you can drink a bunch of them, you know, keep the body light. It's 5.8%, you know, and it's super drinkable.
So we usually start with smell.
Smell it, smell.
Oh, okay. It definitely has the chocolatey smell of a stout, like the kind of roasted, thicker smell.
Dark chocolates.
Yeah, yeah. You get the chocolate roast smell, but I don't know. It smells like a stout. It still has that quality.
It's got that roasted warmth, coziness.
Chocolate cake.
It definitely sells more in the colder months, for sure. Even though like I said, we try to make it light, you know, light-bodied, so you can drink it in the summer too. It just does better when it's cold out. People just have that natural attraction to a darker beer when it's that time of year.
There's a stigma to dark beers that some noobs don't quite understand, is that they think you offer them like a beer like this, they'll be like, oh no, I don't like dark beers, because they associate dark with heaviness.
Yeah.
But that's not always the case. Like here.
Yeah, I know. Hey, I don't like dark beers, so don't give me it. But I'll tell them, like, I'll force them. Just take a little sip, and they'll try it, and they're usually surprised. I think we just went through like all the 4 categories.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we haven't said over it.
Yeah, well, perfect segue over here to look. Face man here.
Face man.
Let's look at it, folks.
Is everyone looking at the beer?
Through the light.
And it's not completely opaque. It's definitely some transparency still left in it. So it's clearly, as you're seeing on camera, a dark beer. But when you get up close to it, you actually see a little bit of red in it with the light behind it, and you're getting a little bit more of like a milky darkness instead of like that deep like obsidian black dark that you get from dark ales.
Obsidian, nice.
Yeah, man.
Good reference.
Yeah. I was looking up some words before this one. I also think that the head's a little bit different than you're gonna get with like a stout or a porter. Obviously, it seems like it's settled a little bit quicker. You don't have like that thick sort of nitro feel that you get just naturally from those beers because of their kind of creamy texture or anything like that.
And also, a lot of those stouts run through nitro on the tap. These are just running off of CO2.
Yeah.
Now, am I crazy, or does yours look different than
Yours looks a little like some of you got some yeast in yours.
So mine, I'm the look guy, and you guys gave me the one that looks different.
You got the one that's a little cloudy. Yours is not what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to look like this.
Okay.
And you'll see the difference even just looking through the bottom
Right
of
at
the
the
glass.
very bottom. Yeah, there's that little tint of red I was talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you have a draft system, sometimes they're called yeast boogers, is what we call them. There's like these little clots of yeast that just go through and, they don't do anything. It tastes the same.
Drink up Weber, that yeast booger.
If you were going to call one of us yeast booger, who would it be?
Oh, man.
I would love to be called yeast booger. I was going to say, it's sort of an adorable combination of words.
Yeast and booger.
All right, yeast booger.
Yeast booger I shall be.
Let's taste.
On that note, my department here is
Yeast boys.
strength.
All right.
Let's check out the strength of the beer.
Okay, now this is where he tries to guess the ABV.
Oh.
My opinion, it's 7 or more. What is it again?
No way.
No way. Are we all going to guess?
I'm so embarrassed.
Let's
No,
all
because we
guess.
know what it is. It's like
I know what it is.
Like 7,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, okay.
Really?
So it is 5.8.
Wow. Okay.
5.8?
You know, I've been using a scale of heavy metal bands, and
I like that.
lightest being kind of Slaughter Winger, and in my opinion, heavier being kind of like Mastodon, early era Mastodon,
Okay.
with GNR being the right down the middle, perfect,
Balance.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to put this one a little bit to the left of that. I think a little bit on the not as heavy side. It's a one and done band that Dave Grohl put together called Probot.
Yeah.
It was a metal band that it's real chunky, real heavy riffs, not a lot of like super shredder stuff, but a lot of growly vocals. Lemmy was on there.
To Probot.
Great album.
Probot.
Really great album.
The robot.
Our final category is feel.
So Probot's sound was a dry sound, and it wasn't a lot. There wasn't reverb. The snare didn't carry out and sustain. And what I get from this, drinking this, like so,
Let's all do that.
is that as we've talked about ad nauseum, it's got that roasty feel, but it sort of is a quick bright taste, which is funny because it's called dark. But to me, it doesn't, like you said, it doesn't linger around. It's not that snare that goes. It's a
Bon
dry
Jovi
one.
snare.
You put the wallet on the snare, and it's like boom.
Saint Anger Metallica.
Yeah, right.
Saint Angry, yeah. Just the quick and tight.
One of the great parallels between music or bands and breweries is this naming. You guys get to name your beers.
Yeah.
Like we name our songs or we name our band, but you guys name the beers. And I always thought that was really cool. Like, the bigger beers, it's just the company name. It's Budweiser.
Yeah.
It's Coors. But that must be one of the really fun things about brewing is coming up with the names.
Yeah, so a lot of head brewers are very socially awkward, which sometimes leads to some funny inside jokes, and that's where we get a lot of the names, like just stuff that our crazy, antisocial head brewer will come up with.
Right on.
That's a good segue into our last segment here, where we all independently think of what full service song would represent this particular beer as a frame of reference for the fans who are watching this. 1, 2, 3.
I
Mush.
do
93rd Christmas.
Awful way to go.
Well, if we had him set them at the same time, you would have heard me say, I, Duke of Finnsburg.
That's my second choice.
Quivers stacked with arrows for the hand tonight, and we'll meet back here.
It's definitely got notes of being like a heavier beer. And then it breaks halfway through and repeatedly breaks into a chorus that's a very upbeat, and lighthearted chords. And it's kind of what you get out of this beer. Like the appearance is kind of a harder chugging sort of thing, but then you drink it, you're like, oh, that's a lot more refreshing and light than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, if you just give it a chance.
Just give it a damn chance.
On that happy note, Eddie, thanks for having us by.
Thank you guys for coming by.
It's been a great podcasting with you and also drinking beers with you.
To Eddie.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks to Iron Triangle. Next time we come through, we'll play a gig.
Yeah,
Rock it out.
for sure. Check out Rock and Roll Beer Guy too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. If you guys want to see more in-depth videos of the brewery and interviews with my people like myself and more videos of the Hop Along Tour, subscribe today to the Full Service YouTube channel and get all the content. Cheers.
Nice.
Nice.
Get it.
First we'll look for Jack